Hey gang, how's it going? A couple months ago, I made this video called My Quarter Life Crisis at 25, choosing a career path. And I was talking about the difference between the default path, which is the kind of conventional box ticking, good university if you go to university, good job, climb the career ladder, buy a home and, have a family, all that kind of stuff, versus the pathless path, which is an idea that Paul Millard came up with in his book, The Pathless Path. And he talks about how that's the kind of like unknown, uncertain future where we turn away from those things. And I was speaking about that, and I kind of want to give a bit of an update on like my quarter life crisis as I turned away from like consulting and the corporate world into YouTube, because I think I've made this like full switch and I really still don't know what I'm doing at all, to be honest. But I think I want to give an update and share some things around how I'm thinking about this process, because I know that it is something so many people think about, is this period in their 20s and they just don't know what they're doing and trying to figure things out. And so I thought I'd speak to that a little bit because I feel good. And last time I was self-employed. I released the video in May this year and it's September now. And I was self-employed, and now I'm fully employed by a YouTuber called Ali Abdal, and it's kind of exciting. And that was the first thing that I wanted to mention, actually. It was on my list, is this idea of excitement. I think it's a really simple way of looking at your career and your life, just in general, is, are you excited about the future? And you don't have to be absolutely buzzing about everything. You just have to be like generally excited about the prospect of being like a year ahead from where you are now. And so this time last year, when I was doing the consulting stuff, I was really enjoying it. I genuinely was. I was like working with amazing people, and I thought the work was interesting. It didn't really motivate me, but I thought it was interesting, and I thought the culture was cool, and it was just fun. I was learning. But like what I didn't have was any excitement about being a year ahead of where I was. I just wasn't excited about figuring more out about the job. I just didn't feel excited about it. And I was like, it wasn't to say that I was unhappy at all. It just was a lack of excitement. I think it's such a simple question to ask. Are you excited about the future? And I just sort of wasn't. And so that's why I started this YouTube channel, because I was like, I need something I can give more of my energy to that will really like inspire me. And now, this year, to think of where I'll be in a year's time, I feel so excited. I'm not buzzing all the time, as I said. I'm not just like really just like waiting to get there. I'm just feel like a sense of, I'm really curious to see where I'll be in a year's time if I keep going at this thing, if I do choose to continue with YouTube, which I feel like I will for a while at least. Maybe I'll stop, who knows? But like in a year's time, I don't know how I'll feel, but I am excited to see where I will be in a year if I continue, and in 5 years if I continue. And that just sounds, it just is like such a simple question. And I think it's a good way to think about all areas of your life. Are you excited to be, in the city that you're living in, or in the place that you're living in a year's time? And I just like the question. So that's how I've been thinking about my quarter life crisis a little bit. Am I excited for my future, effectively? The other thing that I want to mention in this video about this period is I made another video back in like April or something called How to Avoid a Quarter Life Crisis. And I just went back and watched it because I wanted to think about what I'd put in it. And actually, I'd put some seriously good tips in there, if I'm being honest. And I'm just going to pick out 5 of them because I'm trying to live by them still. And I think I want to just like remind people of them slightly. And I just want to continue to advocate for the things that I'm about to say, because they, I think, are underrated and underrespected, if I do say so myself. So the first thing is just embracing uncertainty. I think this is just such a simple idea, and we're just not taught how to do it. And we're just not taught that life is uncertain. We get sort of institutionalized where we go through school, and then if we go to university, we go through university, and we get taught that we should get certain jobs and live life a certain way and just tick the boxes. And I think we don't really get taught how to deal with an uncertain future, and I'm sort of struggling with it too. I'm not doing anything that crazy. I'm just making YouTube videos. It's not like I'm moving all around the world or traveling and just like kind of sacking off all conventional things. It's nothing to do with that. It's just this like mentality of being okay with not knowing what the future holds, and being willing to try new things just to see what it might bring, instead of having that certain future which like a career in consulting might bring. And so embracing uncertainty. Number 2, experiment, try new things. That is like the biggest thing that has led me to where I am now, is just experimenting. If I hadn't had the desire and the courage to put my face on the internet, then I wouldn't be where I am now. And I'm so like happy with where I am now. It feels like, as I said, exciting. So trying new things, just whatever it is that you're thinking about trying, if it's that one thing, that you're like, oh, what would it be like if I did that? Just give it a go. You don't have to commit to it. You just need to like actually just try it a little bit and experiment. I think, again, underrated. Number 3, figure out what you don't want to do. This one is particularly underrated, which is basically, we always think we should try things and figure out what it is that we like to do. But actually, figuring out what you don't want to do and ruling things out is so much more clarifying sometimes. If at university you're like really struggling with knowing how to spend, what career to get after university, then experimenting with different things and getting like a week's work experience with doing something, and you'd be like, actually that sucked, I don't want to do that. That's useful information. That is really helpful. And I feel like I did that. I sort of did a tiny bit of work experience in different things, in like catering, in hospitality, in asset management, like finance, and I kind of ruled things out, and it made it a lot easier choosing things to go forwards with. Number 4, recognize the range of careers. So again, we underappreciate how many different ways there are to make money, and lots of people choose careers based on how, because of the fact that they need to earn money. There are so many different ways, and yes, I am massively afforded the opportunity to experiment, to try new things, make money in different ways, because I don't really have to support my family or my parents or anything like that. And so many people aren't afforded that privilege. They have to support themselves and their family and whatever, and they're just under more pressure generally to get that stable job and stable income. Totally fine. I'm just kind of advocating for that like mentality of like possibility and excitement, and 100% I have the opportunity to do that, and that is something I'm very grateful for. But I think I can't remember what the point was. Yeah, the range of careers. I just think there's lots of different ways to make money, like the internet, and so many different jobs basically, and we still think in this mentality of what is possible within the last 50 years, like the jobs that have been possible in the last 50 years. We don't really think about the things that are starting to open up through the internet. So yeah, recognize the range of careers. Number 5, don't compare yourself to others. This can be crippling. Comparison is the thief of joy, and I definitely find if I compare myself to other people too much, whether it's money, whether it's like traditional success, like how many promotions we're getting, how fast we're going through a company, or whether it's just like being in relationships and things like that, any metric of life, I find comparison generally makes me feel worse. Even if I feel like I might be doing better than some people, it's just not a nice activity to engage in. So something I have to remind myself of, not very good at it, but stick to it. Don't compare yourself to others. And yeah, that's basically all I've got to it to talk about, like in the quarter life crisis. I think it's just the idea of excitement that I want to come back to. I feel like I haven't felt excitement about my future for quite a while, and that's because I think I was just experimenting. I was just like trying new things, and I didn't quite find that thing. And now I feel like I'm just like fully in this YouTube world where I'm working for a YouTuber and making my own YouTube videos and trying to make money online. I just kind of feel excited about what might come, and that feels nice. It's not amazing all the time, for sure. Like when YouTube's going badly, Sorry, my battery just ran out. I actually can't remember what I was just trying to say, because I just went to get a new battery. But I basically got nothing more to add, except just try and find something that excites you. And also a reminder that this stuff is really hard. Like just being okay with uncertainty and figuring out your future. It's something that I still very much struggle with, and don't really know where I'm going at all. I don't know if it looks like I've got like a thing now where I do YouTube and like it's all kind of working out. I don't really know. It feels like to some extent it's working, but equally I still am like very uncertain about where I'm heading and what I might be doing in a year's time. I really have no idea. And I'm just excited. So, and that feels nice. So yeah, take from that what you will and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I really do appreciate it, because if no one was watching, then there wouldn't be much of a point. Yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.